Now let's get to funk up some comments. Funk up some comments, yeah. Funk up some comments. We got some comments right here. I'm getting tired of reading y'all handles, so because it's visually there, y'all just run with it, because y'all got some whack handles. 688, 44 buff. I'm like, I ain't reading all that no more. All right, I'm just going to get to the meat of the conversation. So let's talk about Jalen Green yesterday in that viral video of him doing the Humpty dance to his boy. Here's your chance. This is your dance to do the hump. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Let's talk through it. All right, he can tap who he wants to tap, but that was fruity as hell, LOL. Still, he's living his life. Who are we to judge? He's a grown man, so mind your biz. Props, Mr. Wiley. Someone else says, my boy, Marcellus, really showing his age right now. He said, Pecker, what in the 70s porn is going on? Y'all are silly. Let me just say this about Jalen Green in summation again. I've never been the one that liked people who went on pursuit that always said you're acting like. Because sometimes people say you acting like you white. Sometimes people say you acting soft. And sometimes people say you acting gay. And I'm like, dog, one, even if you are, is that the worst thing you can do? Whatever you want to say, acting like. But two, why are you such on the hunt to discover that I am? Like, do y'all know gay people? Like, you can't walk up to every gay person and know who they are. And then you can't be a watchdog or a sniff hunting dog, like, smell gay to me. Like, you can't do that. So why are you wasting your mental space trying to figure out what somebody's doing? Now, that said, Jalen Green video, yeah, you look at it, you're like, all right, you trying to say something? Because actions speak louder than words. But even if he is saying it, my whole stance was, who gives a damn? Every single dude I've ever met was a little kid that was nasty, that did crazy stuff. And then as an adult in the locker room especially, and I saw a few comments that said this, we get a little weird. Like, we go places, crazy places that are just more of us being immature, mob mentality, just boys being boys rather than always suggesting something greater. That's all I got to say about it. All right, let's get to Chad Johnson and Cameron. Oh, Dipset. Ow. Damn, I love that dude. Put Cam with Skip. Hell nah. I wonder if Cam could crush it without the N-word. I ain't gonna lie. His N-word placement, which I don't use, which I don't condone, but I'm also not gonna sit here and grandstand. It's not my crusade. He says it, and it really helps him speak and kill topics. Without it, I'm already like, Cam, what else we doing? But he does have some knowledge, but ain't no way that's happening. Don't respond, Chad. Nah, Chad. Do you, Chad? Chad always responded. When he played, he would send out a signal. Then he would show up and bring the noise. Bring the noise once you're off that fast. Let's get to Chris Russo. Adam Silver made ESPN fire Jeff Van Gundy. I believe it 100%. He's correct. Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy are the craziest team in all of NBA, presenting with Mike Breen. Their chemistry can't be replaced. I used to very often watch games that they called that I didn't even care about, only because they were calling it. It's stupid. You ain't lying there. I used to do the same thing. LOL, next thing we're going to hear is ESPN has let go of Mad Dog Russo today. The Grim Reaper going to show up because he talked trash about the full letters. I hear you. I hate conspiracy theories, though this one could hold weight. Van Gundy was entertaining but extremely critical of all things NBA to extent of get off my lawn criticism. You know what I did hear and read? Think that there was a story out there about his brother, Stan Van Gundy, who was about to get the job on NBA Countdown. And Bill Simmons talked about this, I hear. And all of a sudden, because the NBA was like, nah, don't let him do that. That's too big a show, and he don't like us, and we ain't good like that. Supposedly, allegedly, that he didn't get that opportunity. So it seems like there's something to this one a little more than others. And then another good one. Playmaker. Remember when Playmaker, that show came out? It was about the NFL, but it really went salacious, talking about the drug use. And I think somebody did cocaine at halftime, all random, and just crazy. It made the NFL look really bad. Guess what? It only had one season on ESPN. I wonder why. Think they got that phone call right there. So let's get into it right now. My last one, Wiley's World. You love today's rap, ? Somebody said, today's rap is awful, but Tom McDonald been killing it. Okay, I don't know today's rap to the fullest, but I've never heard of Tom McDonald. Call me old, call me out of touch. Yeah, just call me. I don't know who that is, but today's rap has shifted more or have I shifted more? You know, like it's some bangers out there. Don't get it twisted. I throw on my iTunes and just go through the search and put on one of them lists like It's Lit. Y'all ever see that playlist? It's Lit. That sucker there. I'll be like, God dang, I feel like I'm 19 again. But I don't think rap is worse. I just think I'm different. I ain't trying to hear all that and go through all that. And I do think in general there's a little less focus on the skill of lyrics and a little more just on the bang and the beat and the tone, which is not always the best product. All right, y'all, let's get into what's the best part of this show. Funk up some comments. Get out of here. Time to bring in a Wiley's World member, and you too can be this Wiley's World member. Let's bring it in Cobra Told Ya, who is starting to get a reputation as being not just a contributor, but a star on this show. Salute to you, Cobra. What you got going, brother?
Hey, nah. Hey, thank you once again for being here. Today is Friday. 3 F's because I got a fierce question that might bring a teardrop or two, a fun question as always, and my favorite, a food question.
Let's go. Yeah.
All right, so
I'm ready.
The fierce one. So I knew when football ran its course for me and it was time to, hang it up and just focus on getting my degree. But I'm sure many people don't really know it happens at different times. Some people on their own, like Barry Sanders, and some people are kind of forced. When did you recognize that it was time for you to hang up the cleats? And how about most other athletes out there? What do you think?
Oh, great question, man. For me, I realized it when I couldn't recover from the last injury I had, which was when I was in Dallas. I was coming off of a shoulder / my abdominal wall tear, and I wasn't better. And no matter what I did in rehab, I couldn't get better for whatever reason. Frankly, I'm not going to call the doctor out. Look, I'm not suing you. I'm not mad. But I recovered. I had a back surgery and had 10.5 sacks that year. The next year, I had a broken foot, didn't practice one time, had 13 sacks. When I got that abdominal wall tear, I had 6 sacks, but I missed a lot of games. I was still okay, but I never recovered. Then it went 3 sacks, then it went 0. And I always looked like, damn, man, did he do my surgery perfectly or did I rehab perfectly? And to this day, my hip irritates me. So the point being, what they had to do is go inside, and since my abdominal wall was torn, and he said post-surgery, it was the worst one he's ever operated on. Why? Because I kept playing through it a game or so, like, I could do it. I was misdiagnosed with bilateral growing strain. Don't want to bore you. They put a mesh wall, and they got to attach it to your hips. So I got mesh in here instead of a 6-pack, right? That doesn't explain the gut. It just tells you what I was going through. Dog, when I say I went from having a 6th gear to 4th gear max, that's what happened. And that's a big regret of mine, because I was like, damn, why can't I stay healthy? If I'm playing that well, always hurt. Imagine if I was healthy, what I would have done. I would have destroyed it. But That's for fantasy land. So I knew in Dallas, my best days were behind me, and it was time to end it. But Jacksonville gave me too much money for a paid vacation because I was a good locker room dude. And they're like, make a play or two. We don't care. So I stuck with it. Most guys don't want to stop because they don't know what else to start. They don't know what's next. They ain't thought about it yet, right? They ain't had that foresight. And I was blessed to go to Columbia, which forced me to see 99.99% of the people around me. Ambition is to be successful. A lot of them going to be, but none of them thinking about it playing football. None of them thinking about it using their body. All of them thinking about it using their brain. So I always had to think ahead. In part, going to Columbia, I thought ahead instead of going to a football factory. In part, leaving Columbia in the NFL, I thought ahead. What I'm going to do after? Broadcasting. Doing broadcasting for 20 years, I had to think ahead. FS1 and I, maybe me doing normal, traditional. It's time to get out of that space, maybe. So I'm always thinking ahead, whether I'm right or wrong, I'm going to bet on myself.
All right. Cool. So the fun one now. Thanks for sharing that. I was given the name Cobra by like my 3rd or 4th game freshman season. But before that, I gave myself a nickname, right? And it was based off of my hype music. So, I used to always listen to all the current bangers, of course. But then there was one in particular that, really got me fired up before I walked out there. You know how Javon Curse was the freak?
Oh, yeah.
I was Thriller, right? I would bump, MJ's got to be starting something too hard to get over. Yeah. Right, that would get me fired up. Yeah, I used to go out there with one glove, one glove out there, thinking I'm Thriller. You know what I'm saying? But what about you? Did you have you have like a song, an artist, or just whatever was popping at the time?
Dog, every one of my teammates that are watching this right now already answered this, and so. My claim to fame to the NFL is not going to the Hall of Fame, not shattering any sack records, none of that. But there is one thing I pioneered, stadium music. I was a real DJ in 1997 when I got drafted. Bought my turntables. I already was DJing, but I didn't have my own equipment. I was doing everything I could. That was the first purchase I made. Why is that important? Because then I was making mixtapes for my teammates in Buffalo. And then one of them said, dog, take it to the PA announcer and let them play it before the games. I was like, they ain't gonna do that. They're like, if you make it a clean version, you will. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And I did it, and they were like, sure, as long as it's clean. And so we used to go out to, I want some old time rock and roll. That was pregame back in then. Toom, toom, chop. We will rock you, like all that. And then all of a sudden, you heard, thong, 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 some Master P. And Cash was like, so then the opposing team starts saying, dog, why y'all music different than ours? They're like, Wiley over there doing the tapes. Get one of the CDs from Wiley. So then I start lacing other teams, and then they just start doing it themselves. Everywhere we went, it was going. That was my pioneering. Here's the reason. Here's the answer to your question. Let me give it to you like this. One song in particular, and everybody knows it. I got to San Diego, and not only was everybody playing rap, but we took it to another level. And Mystical came out with There I Go, whatever the hell. And so the whole stadium, when they were like, and introducing your San Diego Charger, boom, 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 wow, wow, and the smoke, and then every player will lose their damn mind. There I go, there I go, there I go, there I go. Running out the smoke. And literally be so tired that nobody ran down on kickoff. Like we just burnt, we just falling out. But that was our song. Like that era, that Mystical, it hit hard.
Oh man, that's fun times, man.
Flashback. So, stop playing with me, Cobra.
So
yeah.
All right, so now, like I said, my favorite, got to talk about food. You already shared the sushi spot that y'all went to, the hole in the wall. But I don't even know if you're a steak person or not, but if you are, do you have like a go-to steakhouse like that is just the best that you ever had?
Oh man, that is a great question. I can start from now and try to go back. Right now, there's a place called Catch Steak in LA on La Cienega. Silly, really good. Like I love it. Before that, my all-time, I keep trying to avoid it, but it is the best steak I ever had. And I don't know if it's the best steak, but it's the best steak I had. Roof Chris. You catch a Roof Chris in the right place, good Lord. Then you throw them with that sweet potato casserole with it, good Lord. Oh, I love me a Roof Chris. But, I mean, I love steak. So I've had so many top dogs that, or I should say top cows. Let me stop. So that I'm like, yo, those are the best. But Roof Chris, there's been moments, because they pour too much butter on there and put too much salt on there. You're like, that and cat steak right now is my favorite. What you got?
Hey, no, Ruth Chris, when it comes to flavor, that's my number one. But when it comes to ambiance and all that, Mastro's, it's just beautiful. The steak is good, but when it comes to flavor, Ruth Chris. But I'm going to check out that cat spot. It's called Cat's, what? Catch
Steak. It's where Britney Spears got slapped, but the one in L.A. Let me stop. She got slapped in Vegas one, but the one in L.A., I need to stop playing. I'm going to see her. And she gonna be like, whap! All love, man.
All right,
appreciate
man.
You, Cobra,
good
brother.
segue, man. Have a good one.
Oh, man. Much love to Cobra. He brings it out of me, man. Always gets love. And you know who else brings love out of me? My man Mikey P, superstar Mikey P in the building. Let's bring in Mikey P. Let me do my Vanna White. How you do it? Which way? That way? All right, that way. Come on. Turn over Mikey P. What's up, brother?
Well, you know what time it is. It's Friday, so it's Rapid Fire Friday. Which means
let's go.
There you go. Firework. Boom, boom, boom. All right. 3 minutes. And I'm going to get in as many questions as I can. Hopefully 10. That'll be great. So, you ready?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
All right, here we go. What's the craziest thing you ever done to attract a female?
Craziest thing I ever done?
Get you in trouble.
I wrote a $50,000 check to this one girl for tuition, which I'm sure she didn't go to school with. That was kind of wild because after I did it, we quickly broke up thereafter.
Yo, all right. LaMelo Ball says he's going for MVP next season. Does he have over under 25% chance?
Oh, way over. That sucker there. Not only is he a baller, gonna get the numbers, staying healthy, and he does it with sizzle. Like, that sucker got a freaky game that you don't see everywhere. Little and one flair to it that I think could take him over the top. Let's see it.
All right. What's a lesson that took you a long time to learn?
Probably one I still haven't learned. To let people lie in front of me so that we can keep the peace. Like, I'm not a good keep the peace person. I tell you the truth. I won't let you lie to me. I don't care where. We could be at the funeral. I'm like, hey, bro, like, come on, dog. You ain't got to lie about it. Like, and I do that too much. It's almost like it's my crusade for everyone to keep it real. You ain't got to keep it 100 all the time. Sometimes 99 works, and I won't let it go.
All right. Perk said to be considered a successful first season. Victor Wembanyama would need to make the All-Star game. Agree or disagree? I messed that up bad, too.
Disagree. Man, I hate when these dudes start doing this hyperbole. This is a make or break season for Dak Prescott. Whatever it is, he could suck. He can win the Super Bowl. He coming back the year after. He gonna be all right. Like, don't set this dude up with these stupid expectations. Like, he gotta win rookie year with him. No, I disagree with that.
He's a rookie, man. All right. What was your last impulsive purchase?
Wow, it's been a minute. Mikey, I might not. I let that go. I used to be so impulsive with I stopped playing. I don't. Everything I want, I take my time. Now, me. I have nothing. First strikeout. You know what? Last time I went to Vegas, a few times ago I went to Vegas with my boys. Last boys trip I went on, I spent too much money. Like way too much money. $30,000 or so. But they chipped in.
Damn.
They chipped in. All right, they chipped in. All right.
All right. Would your 12-year-old self think you were cool?
Yeah, because I really was a nerd, and I really was just about ball and my family. I really was like, I was the kid that you would tease, except be careful teasing me, because you know I'm already pretty good at stuff. But it was like, I was not fresh. I had holes in my shoes, and I was just like, didn't care about dressing. I didn't care about girls. So now, all the girls I've known, hey, honey, man, all the people, I'm good.
All right, my friend. Well, that is all. Yeah, that was a quick 3 minutes there. I'll admit it. I don't know. They must have sped up the clock over there at Brinks.
That's love. I appreciate you, big dog. We got topics too, or that's it for you, Fathom? What else?
Oh, it's up to you. You want one? I got one.
No, we gotta get out of here. We got Friday Swag Away, and we got Wiley.
Yes, sir.
And I ain't got no voice, so let's do it. Appreciate you, Mikey
P. Out of here.
All right, let's get out of here.